G'day, I'm Rob Malicki. Welcome to A Life That Travels. And in today's gear review, we're deep in Argentinian Patagonia, reviewing Fortress Clothing's Hybrid Hoodie. So this review comes to you from the town of Bariloche on the shores of Lake Nahuel, don't know if I pronounced that right. And as you can see here, typical Patagonian weather. It's absolutely howling wind, really freaking cold, even though it's December, which is the summertime here. So what better place to actually review a jacket which claims to have been made, because there's no such thing as bad weather, there's only bad gear, as Fortress Clothing like to say. Now, as with any review I do, I've picked up this jacket myself. I've paid for it. There's been no sponsorship, no endorsement, because all I want to do is review the best gear that you can find. I actually picked up this hybrid hoodie on Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter crowdfunding platform, some 12 months ago, I backed the project and it got delivered earlier this year. And I thought, I've been using this thing for a few months, what better time to actually pop up a review and tell you guys all about it. So let's talk a little bit about the hybrid hoodie. Firstly, Fortress Clothing claimed to create this jacket because they wanted to marry up the comfort of a hoodie and the warmth of a jacket. And the first thing I'll say, first and foremost, is that they've absolutely delivered. This jacket is absolutely phenomenal and I love it to bits. So let's have a look at some of the features of it and the things that I absolutely love about it, and the things that maybe need to be improved, or the maybe some of the shortcomings that you need to accommodate for when you buy a hybrid hoodie. And straight up front, guys, you really need to get your hands on one of these jackets because the thing is freaking enormous and phenomenal. All right, let's check it out. So to start with, let's talk about warmth. Fortress on their website say that the hybrid hoodie is designed to go from -5 degrees Fahrenheit right up to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you guys working in Celsius, like me from Australia, that means you're basically looking from like -10 degrees or more, like -20 degrees Celsius, right up to about 20 degrees positive Celsius. So a phenomenal range. And one of the things that I found amazing about this hoodie, now having used it in a variety of conditions over a number of months, is that it is incredibly comfortable, regardless of whether it's really freaking cold or whether it's, you know, relatively warm. I find that once it gets beyond about 15 degrees Celsius, that's about 55, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, this thing gets a little bit too warm for me. But definitely in those kind of cooler conditions, this thing handles absolutely superbly. Let's talk about the fit. The fit on the hybrid hoodie, this is the thing that probably surprised me the most when I got it. It's really quite a puffy jacket. I'm actually quite a slim guy, but you can see this is quite a puffy jacket, and that's not just because of the wind blowing, but it is because it is quite a well padded out jacket. That does mean that when you try and roll it down and get it stuffed into a pack, it takes up a little bit more space than a traditional like underlayer, for example, but you're not using this as an underlayer, you're using this as an outer layer. And I must say that it does provide the extra warmth. And there's a lot of stuff that I've left at home on this trip because the hybrid hoodie just really covers so many conditions, such a number and diversity of climatic conditions that you really don't need a lot of other sort of things. So I really love the fact that you can take this jacket out, whether it's sort of relatively warm, so you know, plus 60, plus 15, 16 degrees Celsius, right down to the negative temperature. So I've taken this out around freezing point, so 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The thing handles absolutely a charm. Today, with the wind blowing, howling out there, the outer shell of this hybrid hoodie is designed to cut the wind, and I can tell you what, I don't feel a thing right now. It's absolutely toasty warm. Pretty much all I've got underneath is like a little base layer, so that's just a very thin thermal underneath, and I'm absolutely toasty here. I'm not feeling that wind at all, feeling nice and snug, so it's absolutely doing its job. Let's talk about the zippers. The front zippers on this hybrid hoodie are nice and sturdy. They do up and down very well, and I love all the pockets. So the pockets, there's an external pocket here on the outside. You've got an internal pocket as well, which is perfect just for storing some wallet or some keys, something like that. Those are great. One of the only shortcomings I'm finding about this jacket is on this particular version, the internal pocket here, so where you stick your hands are always nice and toasty when you've got them inside. They have got like a little internal pocket that has been put together with Velcro. I find like the Velcro has been done not particularly well. It's sort of like a relatively sort of cheap Velcro stitch, and that's come apart for me. But I imagine that that's going to be one of the things that they're actually going to address with future editions of the hoodie. Let's check out the hood, all important hood. Now the hood is lovely and warm, definitely good for keeping the ears warm, but certainly one of the things that I found about the hoodie is that you definitely need something around your neck, because this space where it does up around your neck, whilst you can do the actual hood up relatively tight down around your ears, you do still get quite a lot of airflow coming through between the top of the zipper and your neck. So on those really cold days, you do need to sort of get something that covers up around your neck, like a scarf, bandana, something like that, just to cut a little bit of the wind and the cold out. But otherwise, this thing is absolutely gold. It really handles it well. Fit around both the waist and around your wrists is nice and snug, so it definitely keeps the cold out there. Good pair of gloves, and this thing will pretty much take you anywhere. So how would I rate the Hybrid Hoodie? Well, I think this is an amazing piece of equipment for something I picked up on Kickstarter for basically like $150 US. It's as good as any of the gear in my kit, and certainly very sturdy and warm. I love the fact that it replaces a number of other pieces of kit when I'm traveling, because it's comfortable, it's easy to warm, it's relatively casual. You can pretty much wear it whether it's, you know, absolutely freezing cold outside, chuck a thermal underneath, and you can take this thing down well into the negative temperatures where it's freezing cold. But otherwise, if it's just a little bit cool or chilly, you can comfortably walk around with this thing on with the zipper down, and you're absolutely laughing. So overall, for a first edition of the Hybrid Hoodie that I've had my hands on, I'm actually going to give this thing an 8.5 out of 10. I would totally recommend this. I would totally keep my eye on this company as a one to look out for in future, because they're certainly doing some interesting gear, and I'm certainly looking at other of their products that I'd like to add to my kit going forward. Anyway, I'm Rob. This is The Life That Travels. I hope this review has been of some help to you, and I'm signing off from here in Patagonia. The rain's just starting to come down, wind is howling. My Hybrid Hoodie, I'm going great, enjoying it. Until next time, take care.